One crisp morning, everything changed. The soft hum of machines echoed through the vast innovation hall of NovaTek Industries, a place where genius and ambition collided daily. Sleek floors gleamed under bright LED lights, and state-of-the-art prototypes whispered promises of the future. In this realm of corporate brilliance, few noticed the quiet figure sweeping the floor at dawn or emptying the trash under cover of moonlight. Few except her daughter, Elena. Elena Torres was 17, fiercely intelligent, and as mechanically gifted as she was humble. She had grown up trailing behind her mother, Maria, who had worked at NovaTek for 2 decades. While others her age were obsessed with social media trends and weekend parties, Elena spent her free hours absorbing every detail of the technology around her, reading discarded manuals and watching engineers through glass partitions with wide, eager eyes. Maria never complained about the way executives looked through her, or how some engineers left messes they expected her to clean without acknowledgement. She held her head high and worked hard, her pride firmly rooted in her daughter's dreams. Elena, inspired by her mother's quiet dignity, had her own vision. One day, she would build machines that served people with compassion, not just profits. The CEO of NovaTek, Gregory Langston, was known as much for his brilliance as his ruthlessness. With icy blue eyes and a voice sharp as a blade, he led with an iron will. That morning, Langston stood in front of his most ambitious project yet, the Pulse engine, a revolutionary energy device that promised to change the world by generating power from atmospheric particles. But it was broken, badly. Engineers were stumped. Millions of dollars had already been poured into its development. Its failure threatened the company's reputation, and Langston's patience was evaporating. During a tense boardroom discussion, Elena happened to be delivering her mother's lunch. The voices inside were loud enough for her to overhear as she lingered near the open door. No progress? Again, Langston snapped. You're the best minds in the country. One junior engineer mumbled something about design flaws and computational errors. Elena, clutching the lunch bag, couldn't help herself. She leaned into the doorway and said, gently, I think it might be a problem with the way the core regulator interacts with the compression chamber. Silence crashed into the room. Every head turned. Langston's eyes narrowed. And who, exactly, are you? Elena Torres, sir. Maria's daughter. She's on the custodial staff. A chuckle rippled from the executives. But Langston, his pride pricked and his curiosity piqued, smirked. Tell you what, Miss Torres. Since our experts are out of ideas, let's see what the janitor's daughter can do. You have 1 hour. Impress me. Gasps filled the room. Elena swallowed her fear and stepped forward. The dare wasn't just public humiliation waiting to happen. It was a test of her courage, too. Her mother watched from the hallway, eyes wide with fear and pride. Escorted to the lab, Elena was given access to the schematics and the machine itself. She moved with quiet focus, examining the engine's intricacies, her fingers tracing designs she had studied in secret for years. The room buzzed with skepticism. But when she opened the core regulator and adjusted a minute calibration only someone with intimate understanding would even notice, something miraculous happened. The pulse engine whirred, lights flickering to life. A low, powerful hum emerged, and the diagnostic screen flashed green. The room fell into stunned silence. Langston stared, dumbfounded. How did you do that? Elena stood tall, voice steady. I studied your designs. I spent years watching and learning, and I understand how machines feel. They want to help. But you have to listen. Her words weren't technical, but they resonated like thunder. Langston, for once, had no comeback. A moment later, a slow clap broke the silence, from the lead engineer, then another, until the room echoed with applause. News of Elena's feat spread like wildfire. Media outlets hailed her as a prodigy. Offers from universities and tech firms poured in. But Elena didn't rush to accept them. She stood in a press conference weeks later, her mother beside her, and said, I didn't fix the Pulse engine for fame or money. I did it because I believed I could. Because I believe in a future where talent isn't measured by a resume, and kindness isn't mistaken for weakness. Her words moved millions. Langston, to his credit, made good on his awe. He offered Elena a scholarship and created the Torres Fellowship at NovaTek, dedicated to discovering and nurturing underrepresented talent. He even promoted Maria to facilities supervisor, a gesture that brought tears to the eyes of those who once looked past her. Years later, Elena returned to NovaTek, not as a custodian's daughter, but as its youngest lead engineer. Under her leadership, The pulse engine became the cornerstone of clean energy for impoverished communities around the world. One day, she walked through the same hallway where she had once stood as a nobody, now lined with photos of great minds who changed the world. At the end of the hall, a new plaque shimmered in the light. Innovation is born from unlikely places. Beneath it, a simple quote: "Machines will serve humanity best when we build them with human hearts." And so, Elena's story became more than just a tale of genius. It became a movement, a reminder that brilliance knows no title, that compassion is the ultimate power, and that sometimes it takes the quiet courage of a janitor's daughter to ignite the light the world has been waiting for.